Welcome back. I'm Carol, and I'm doing Veda every day in August to hopefully provide some accountability to get caught up on many scrapbooking projects and to get my scrapbooking room organized. Earlier, I did a quick flip through of my son's school scrapbook, and I'm about to do my daughter's. Before I do a video about how I organized their school scrapbooks and what my plan for that was. And I think that'll actually be a really interesting video, helpful, hopefully. But this one will be my daughter's. And just a reminder, I do have this where I've organized their school stuff by, student and year. For the most part, I actually, as I was pulling these out, found a pile of stuff over here. That's just additional stuff that I haven't organized yet. But for the most part, I did get that all organized. And I also found this. I did use Creative Memory scrapbooks for each of them. And I at least started out using this Creative Memories kit. I don't even know how old this kit is, from say 2005 or 6, so pretty old. But Creative Memories just came out with a new kit. I'm sure they've had other ones in between, but they happened coincidentally to have just come out with a new kit yesterday, I think. So during my school organization video, I think I'm going to go online and look at their new supplies and maybe do a little screen capture of what some of the new supplies are. Okay, so, and then also a quick context in case you didn't see my last video. My goal was, beginning with the end in mind, as Becky Higgins says, my goal was to just do one of these 12 by 12 albums, originally for their whole school year, but then right away when I started looking at if I did a 2-page spread for each year, that even getting to 8th grade would be pretty difficult. So then my thought was, well, I'll try and do 1 through 8th grade and then either leave a high school album up to them to do themselves or do something different. And we'll see. With my sons, I'm thinking I'm only going to make it through 5th grade in 1 album, but we'll see for my daughter. So these are a picture front, and so my daughter has actually graduated she's graduated college, and I haven't put a picture in here yet. So I'm thinking for this one, she did have a really cute 8th grade graduation photo. So if I can get this album to last through 8th grade, that's what I'll put here. But so I used these pre-done pages from Creative Memories for the most part. I think I may have only bought 1 kit. So I may have actually bought this before my son was born. So this may have actually been bought in 2002 or 3, because I think I only had 1 kit. And then once I had another kit, I was trying to kind of split it between the 2. So you'll see I did not use this as much in my daughter's as I did in my son's. So anyway, but then again, I have 2 title pages, so maybe I did buy 2 kits. I don't know. Anyway, I do like this title page, and I think I'm going to put her name written pretty cool in this color scheme. And when I get done with the album and I know what years are covered, I think I'll put the years, kindergarten, 8th grade, or whatever. So then we start out with preschool. This was 3-year-old preschool. And these pages do have, generally on the left-hand side, they have a border, and on the right-hand side, they have this corner piece, and it makes it really simple. My goal with these albums was to get their photos and a lot of journaling written down. The goal was not for it to be the most amazing scrapbook pages. Like I said in my last video, this was not my craft project. It really truly was a documenting project. And then I did years later, recently, I found these pictures from a Disney trip we took that year. I think they had been in a frame or something, so now I didn't have anywhere to put them, so I thought I would add them in here. And then, so right off the bat with her, I had a little bit of an issue because we had 3-year-old preschool, and then she also had, at that same time, she was a part of a Sunday school program, and I really wanted, especially since we moved that year at the very end of she finished school, we literally had the U-Haul in the parking lot. That's part of why you'll notice none of these are blocked out. I don't know if these schools even exist anymore, but it really doesn't matter. We moved like, I don't know, 3,000 miles away or something. Literally, we went to her graduation and drove the U-Haul out of the parking lot. So this was from her Sunday school. I wanted to document that. And then this was, I will say, this teacher was a really great teacher. I have their school photo, but she created this little album for each kid. It's super, super simple. I'm sure that she was trying to do it as quick as possible, but she had a variety of photos of every kid, and she put them in there, and she had certain projects that every kid did, and they went through and they asked them questions and wrote down their answers, and that's just really nice to have, even though it's super simple. It's not an art project. I think later she told me this was her being a potato or something like that. But that was really nice to have. So her teacher did that, and I just put it in these protectors. And then I did use this 2-pocket page because I wanted, and they actually I don't think they do these anymore. And I can kind of see why. It's really hard to make a page that looks nice with these, especially the 2 rows. I could kind of maybe see the 1 row, because if you want to be able to slip something in there. The 2 rows is kind of weird. I don't think they make that anymore. But anyway, I wanted to be able to just slip this handbook in here. And I put a couple of other things. And they did have this one memorabilia. I think they only had 1 in the whole kit. So maybe it was for a few at the end of your album had 1 pocket of memorabilia. I don't know. Anyway, this is all still 3-year-old preschool. So you'll see right off, I started and I've got 2 2-page spreads plus several pages just for 3-year-old preschool. So that's kind of why getting it all in one album was a little bit hard from the very beginning. But then 4-year-old preschool, this school, so there's hardly any pictures. There's this one super grainy picture that I took of the playground. Her handprint, which I noticed today, is aging really badly. So I don't know what I can necessarily do about that. Some memorabilia and these pictures. And I just have to say, I made this outfit for her. I think it's super cute. And I happened to take these pictures of her. It doesn't necessarily, I mean, this was when she was 4, but it doesn't necessarily even have anything to do with school. But so I had very few pictures, and also this school year, it's 4-year-old preschool, and this program just didn't work very well for her, so she left after fall break. So we didn't have very much, so I was able to do something a little bit more like a scrapbook layout, I guess. So this one, yeah, it has a title and looks a little bit different there. But okay, then we come to kindergarten, and this one, these are just pictures. I think years later, when I was doing my family scrapbooks, if I had additional pictures of the kids that I didn't really know what to do with, sometimes I would add them to these books. So like this is a Christmas picture, this is her birthday picture. I think I just threw those in this page protector. And I didn't have very many pictures. So really we had taken these professional pictures, and then there's her school picture. This was like one of those photo mall places, and they're super cute to have with her little uniform. And her school, it was a brand new school, so they had they had a nice logo, and they sent things out with that. I think these ones were from our the Sunday school class that she was in at the time. So I didn't have a whole lot. Their kindergarten graduation announcements were so cute. I did not make this. The school made this. So there's that. But I think I only had 1 sheet of the papers that said the grades. So I think that's why if you watched the 2 videos, it kind of goes back and forth as far as who has a title from the creative memories thing. But so kindergarten's done, and then 1st grade, and also these years, so her really 4th grade preschool, kindergarten, and 1st grade were the years that I made videos about this with my family scrapbook. We lost a lot of pictures. We had a hard drive that went bad, a camera that went bad. We lost a lot of pictures. So I don't have many pictures. I have her school photo and some artwork. And I have a note here about something I need to add in here. But then more memorabilia. And yeah, so basically her school photos, but she looks so sad. I really don't know why. I don't think she was sad, but those are the only photos I have. And then she moved, I don't know, in the spring. That's why I'm again not worried about the fact that the school name is on here. We again moved, I don't know, several thousand miles again in the spring. So, yeah, this was really nice. This was actually, I photocopied this. It was originally a big poster thing that they made for her. That was really nice because she was leaving. But so I think because I didn't have very many photos, I mean, I guess I included this lovely giant turkey. Oh, and then this, Mackenzie helped make her 1st grade scrapbook pages. She did help me with the layout of this and made some decisions. So that's kind of fun. And I feel like maybe she helped me with deciding what to write. So, and then we come to 2nd grade. She was in the newspaper. I don't know. I photocopied all these things. I don't know how well they're going to last. It's currently been, well, it's been about 13 years. They're looking okay. So, and then we had these. I don't have them for every year. I think I have them more for her than I do for my son. So I think there was a time where I was attempting to at least fill out this card every year, even if I wasn't scrapbooking it, right away. But so she did swimming, and then this was from her plant journal. I will say that this school, even though it was a traditional school, did a lot of projects and things that were really great. She had a lot of good learning experiences there. This was her cartoon characters, Terrifica. There was a dash there. She doesn't have the greatest handwriting, but she wrote these comics of this Terrifica character, which is kind of neat. And also she did, this was an artwork that she did. I used to use it as a background for these pictures, but Lizard of Oz, she titled it. She's pretty creative when she was in elementary school. That's kind of fun, but I just added, and you'll see I did not use as many of the pre-done pages for her. I think I realized that I did not have enough to do for both of my kids the whole way through, so I added in even some of the sand colored pages and just some plain pages, and especially if I knew, like for example with this one, it's just going to be covered in stuff, so it would have been a waste of, say, the border. And these are my own, handmade memorabilia pockets, because you couldn't get the nice ones at that point. So, yeah. So, but I was using some of the titles. I don't know why it just says grade there. Oh, because I had a 2 over here. So I guess if you looked at it together, it says 2nd grade. It's kind of weird, but anyway. So, but that's kind of a nice, it shows some sports, some of her information, an article, memorabilia, her professional pictures. So you've kind of got a nice representation of 2nd grade there. Then 3rd grade, she again was in the newspaper. I will say when we lived in, this was a small town, when we lived there, I can't even tell you how many times my family was in the newspaper. All good things. But we were in the newspaper so many times. I've actually thought about going and printing out all of those articles and framing them and putting them on like maybe our back hallway or something, just kind of as a fun thing. So I did include for her a little bit, this was her birthday picture, which doesn't really have anything to do with school, but she was just so into the Puffles, and this was her best friend, and so I just included that, and then a picture of her with her brother. Okay, so for this grade, I'm gonna need to add in probably at least one more of these memorabilia pockets, because I have this lovely cartoon comic that she created that's kind of fun. She actually did the whole thing. It's pretty fun. Then we have more newspaper articles and her card for the year. I do have one of these corner pages. And then this was a big self-portrait that she had made that I shrunk down. Soccer was a big thing. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one. So pretty representative of her year. Would I say that was 3rd grade? Okay. So I think that's as far as I've really gotten. Actually, 4th grade, I think I just need to fix. I think there was an issue with whatever I used as my adhesive. These all came off, but I'm pretty sure they were like this. But I do have a note about all these things that I have pictures of elsewhere that aren't in here. So we'll have to see her school photo, which is not put on the rings yet. I'm not really sure why. And then, so that half was done, and then this half is not completely done. I think I was messing with how, I think I was going to do the journaling here, and I was messing with what this was going to look like. But she did a lot of things that year, a lot of activities. So, and I have this half is done. I think I had done this page. And then, and part of why I did this in a more traditional scrapbook way, I lifted this from somebody else's page because I only had these 3 pictures. And then I think I found a bunch more stuff, and then it's kind of become a little bit haphazard. So I guess that's not 100% done, but it's kind of done. It won't take me very long at all. And then I think I maybe started, so I did for her, just like I did for my son, I had to go through at one point and write down the school years and what grade she was in, so that then I could try and pull things from the photos that I had in those time periods, because I didn't have a lot of pictures, I think, put aside. And then I started to kind of map things out. So here I wrote the pictures that I needed, and she was very creative. I mean, she's still creative, but maybe when she had more free time, she would do these funny creative projects. So she had these dragons that she loved, and we bought these were from one of those collector places, and she would stay up late and watch whatever the TV channel is where they sell you stuff, and she begged us for these dragons, and they were collector's pieces, so they were kind of expensive. So we collected them over time. She got her dragons, and then she would do things like putting them on these backgrounds and taking pictures and making, I don't know, little movies and stuff with them. It was kind of fun. But I have some stuff put in, so I have notes. I tried to get it organized for the next few. So here's my memorabilia. I think I also tried to put my memorabilia in, maybe to free up some of the pockets in my organizer. And I do have this, which I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to use it, but it makes a very nice pocket. And these are photo safe. I don't know if this is true anymore, but Creative Memories used to make sure that all of the plastics and stuff they were using for your materials were photo safe, so that then you could put this, say, on a page and have something that you slip in here and it's going to be protected. So that's kind of nice. So I think there was something that I was going to put in that pocket. I also have this little one. This one is designed to be, I think, open and closed repeatedly. And you can put, I think I was maybe going to put a medal. So she ran track and she had some medals. I think that's what I was going to put in here. And then there were some pages were lined. So if you had lots of journaling, that's kind of good. And then I have one more. This page is kind of ruined, but I'll just have to put something over it. It does have this border. I have one more of these. I don't love these, but maybe what I'll do is cut this top part off and just have the bottom part. It works kind of nice if you have a program or something to stick in. I just don't really get the two. I don't understand that. So, and it's two-sided, so I don't know. Anyway, so these are all the remaining pages I have, which, what did I say I did through? Trying to flip this without having all my memorabilia go everywhere. I did through 4th grade, so then this would be 5th, and this would be 6th, and this would be 7th, and this would be 8th, and then there's a tiny bit left over. So I guess if I stayed to my 2-page spread per year, I'll be able to do that. I know that 8th would be hard because she had her 8th grade graduation. They did this really nice thing, and there were a lot of family pictures and stuff taken. And then she also went on a several-day rafting trip with her 8th grade class, and we have some pictures from that and stuff, so that was kind of neat. So that would be hard, although those might be the only pictures I have of 8th grade though. So, and then I don't really have the memorabilia pockets in here after, because I have 5th grade here. I don't have the others, so we'll see, maybe. And maybe I'm just really intentional about that. What can I fit in? That's what I get to do. And it's all gonna be okay. So for her, to get through 8th grade, I guess I would have 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 4 years worth to do. And then high school, I don't think I'm gonna do a high school album for her. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a small album that's high school and college, just, I don't know, something. My original thought was that she would do her own thing, kind of like I did my own thing for high school, but I bought her a ton of supplies and she never really did it. She kind of did what I would call maybe junk journaling of sorts. And I don't know. So we'll see. Thanks for watching. Bye.